name is Maria Park, and this is Approach the Nerd. And in this episode, we are reviewing Batwoman Episode 4, Who Are You? So let's do it. So in this episode, Who Are You? There's a lot of self-reflection. So it's not just about the villain of the week, which is another Batman universe villain. It's also about the struggle of Kate Kane, things that we learn about Catherine, what's still going on with Beth, even with Luke and Mary. So there's a lot of different elements that go into this. And then, of course, Sophie, which I'll get to in a second. So let's start the episode by just kind of paraphrasing what happens. So Magpie, which is a DC villain, she is, in the comics, a museum curator who has an unhealthy obsession with anything blingy, sparkly, or shiny. In the comic books, I believe it was Batman and Superman that stopped her, but I mean, this is a while ago. You'll have to Google it because I have not had a chance. But I know that she was an actual villain that loved like shiny jewelry to the point of obsession, and hence Magpie was born to go and rob people of their jewelry, especially if it was shaped like birds, because she also has an unhealthy obsession with birds. So yeah, she's a piece of work. In the Batwoman series, in this episode, Magpie has the same obsession with shiny jewelry and everything bird-like. And in like the comics, she does replace all the jewelry she steals with replicas that are explosive. So they did keep that. It's just that she was a photographer in this episode and not the museum curator. So when I saw the museum curator, I was thinking for a minute, oh, they're going to keep that. But I think that was an Easter egg to kind of throw us off. It was actually the photographer in the background that nobody paid attention to, who was actually the thief. And so in the episode, Batwoman is kind of distracted, or I guess Kate Kane is distracted because she started a relationship with Regan, the woman, the bartender she met in episode 3. So there 2 or 3. I want to say it's 2. It might have been, no, it's 2. And they start like, I guess they're sleeping together and they're trying to date each other, but Kate keeps, as Regan says, coming in really late and leaving before breakfast. So not a really good way to start a healthy relationship. So there's a struggle with Kate because Kate is still trying to find herself as Batwoman because she's not Batman, but she is the city's Bat now. She's the Bat family, the only one available to protect Gotham City. And there's a crazy, annoying DJ that just calls her out on everything she does. I really want to know who this is. And they probably name dropped her, but I don't know. But anyway, so because she was spending the night with Regan, she wasn't there for the initial theft of Magpie, where Magpie almost basically killed a guard. So there's a lot of guilt. The city's pretty stirred up about where was Batwoman. Kate is having a very hard time dealing with having a relationship and also being lesbian and coming out, but not being able to tell anybody who she is. Because as somebody in the LGBT community, I get that. When you come out of the closet, everything you in your life is pretty much like, I'm not going to hide anything. So the fact that she's an out lesbian proudly, but still has to be a closeted superhero that's a hard struggle for her. And I get that. I think that was actually written really well. But on the other side, she's also, I love the banter between her and Luke because it is so sarcastic, but it's nice. It's a little snarky, but it's not like, get on my beeping nerves. It's a very cute relationship. It's kind of like early day Flash and Cisco. I really, really like this. I am confused though, because in the pilot episode, I remember Luke saying that he was not his father. And he implied that the only thing he did was keep security for the building, but now he's modifying all of the bat arsenal. And, even in the episode where she throws the batarang and she goes to catch it and misses. And he concludes later, it's because all of the tech and all, is basically geared for Bruce, who has longer arms and is bigger. So that's why it's not modified for her. And he's going to modify it to fit her. And just like all of this stuff that he's doing is stuff I didn't think he knew how to do. So I don't know what happened between the pilot and episode 4, but he seems to have upped his tech knowledge in a way. It's very strange. But I mean, hey, I'm here for it. I don't know if it's a revamp or maybe I'm missing something. Please feel free to correct me. But I just remember him not being as helpful in the pilot. But that being the case, so during the episode also, we run into Alice and Catherine. So now we know what happened in the last episode with the cards. So that was actually Alice leaving Catherine a message, which I pretty much thought it was. And basically it led her to the graveyard of Beth, which was basically Alice's grave. And so now I know that Catherine was the one who told the father, convinced the father that Beth was dead and stopped him from searching for her all those years, which is really messed up. But basically Alice is going to use this information to get Catherine to give her some top secret weapon that she's developing with her company. And she's kind of blackmailing her, saying, if you don't tell or give me this weapon, I'm going to tell my dad. Or he's still not believing that Alice is his daughter, but basically tell, her father that she's alive and Catherine knew it and lied. So, yeah, a lot was revealed in this episode. Something else I found interesting was Sophie's reaction to Regan. So we went from the pilot where she's telling, Kate to move on, to the slight jealousy of Sophie when she first sees them together at the end of episode 2 to now Sophie goes from not helping hardly Kate at all. Like I remember in the second episode, I believe, or it might have been the first, the pilot, when Kate goes to her with DNA, trying to get her to run the DNA to see if Alice is her sister, and she refuses, saying, I can't do that, that's breaking the rules. And here we go, in episode 4, she's like literally giving her a list off of their database of everyone who's bought explosive ink. So it's like, jealousy is a powerful thing. So Sophie is definitely regretting telling Kate to move on, because obviously Sophie has not. So there's a lot of internal struggle going on with that, hence the title, Who Are You? So we've got Kate, we've got Catherine, because now Catherine had to confess to the father and tell her, him, hey, yeah, I lied. And he's looking at her like, who the hell are you? And I married you. Get away from me. So that's completely messed up. The only one right now, which is ironic, that's stable to me is Mary, and she runs an underground hospital. So, to me, it's kind of cute, but I think that she's probably the one that's got the best morals, like even telling Batwoman, because she left Alice's so-called, or she believes, boyfriend just dehydrated and septic because, he had the wound in his leg untreated, and it's so infected he's literally dying. And Mary looks at Batwoman and says, I took an oath, do no harm. Basically, what about you? What the hell are you doing? So I think Mary is really the only one who has her head on straight in this whole freaking series. And I think it's pretty adorable. But yeah, so they catch Magpie. Magpie does this speech saying some of us do it because we aren't entitled, basically. You can't sit in our tower and plan out our lives. We do it to survive. That's not something I remember in the comic books, but hey, it does give her a little bit more humanity, so I'm there for it. It's a CW. But so the way the episode kind of ends, Kate and Regan break up because Kate can't tell her that she's Batwoman, and Regan doesn't want a girlfriend who's not honest with her. Which is, it's sad. They were a cute couple, but she was pretty much what I call the CW love interest of the episode, or episode love interest. She's only there to be introduced to cause friction between the two main characters that are eventually going to get together. Kind of like what they did with Linda Lee, with Barry and Alice, and some of the other people that came through for The Flash and other CW shows. So it's something they do. It's another formula that they use. So I don't see Regan coming back, and I feel bad about that. So bye, Regan. It's a nice 2-episode run. But yeah, all in all, the fight scenes were okay. Her using the weapons, like when she was saving the little girl, was awesome. And I love the fact that she just shot the bat grappling hook, I can't remember if that's the name of it, at Magpie and just dropped her in the pool. And of course, Sophie was there because Sophie is pretty much stalking Kate at this point. It's really it's an interesting love triangle they had going, because Sophie really comes off as a stalker in a lot of these episodes. But yeah, and also Sophie, we believe, knows that Kate is Batwoman. At least Kate thinks so. And more than likely she does. There's just a lot going on, and I am really there for it. I am excited for what's going to come pre-crisis. Like, are we going to see more crisis stuff going in? That would be cool. But I don't know. We just need to check it out and see. But yeah, that is my 5 cents on this. And I would love to hear your opinion. Are you loving Batwoman so far? What do you think of tonight's episode? Please leave me a comment below and let me know. And if you'd like to sign up for jury duty, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know who's next on the Nerd Bell, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I can't wait for you to approach the nerd. Bye, guys.
And if you have time, make sure to check out some of our other videos.